Automatic fire suppression systems are like having a firefighter in every room. They control fire. They often put it out completely long before help arrives. They save damage. They almost always prevent loss of life. Wales and Scotland, like many other countries, are now ahead of England and Northern Ireland, mandating sprinklers in new homes. But in England, they're not compulsory, even in social housing, which has the biggest risk of fatal fires. They're in high-end residential and smart businesses, but most tenants, most schools and most care homes are still unprotected. Since 1974, BAFSA, the British Automatic Fire Sprinkler Association, has been campaigning to put this right. Now, on its 50th anniversary, BAFSA is calling once again for fire sprinklers to become universal.
So sprinklers can make a real difference to firefighting. We've seen through instances such as Grenfell and the Luton car park fire, building materials, building construction does not always behave in the manner we think it will or expect it to in fire, and sprinklers provide a safety net. They operate on 94% of occasions and they're 99% successful in suppressing or extinguishing the fires. BAFSA's lobbied for the last 50 years, and we've seen through that the requirement for sprinklers in all homes in Wales, in schools, in Scotland, in high-rise residential buildings, and many, many other types of buildings. Care homes, for example, there is a significant risk to residents. So BAFSA has been hugely influential in the sprinkler industry and in public safety. So since I've joined BAFSA, I've been hugely impressed by the commitment, passion and drive of everybody who is involved in the industry. And I've also seen the massive impact that one passionate individual can have in driving forward safety in the built environment. And the one that comes to mind immediately is Anne Jones in Wales. And that one passionate and driven individual has made such a change to the safety of the people in Wales and should be applauded for her fantastic efforts in doing so.
Wales is still the very first country within the UK to have put legislation through to make sprinklers mandatory in all new home build. I'm delighted that BAFSA are now moving again to try and put sprinklers in. For me, it's a simple issue of protecting the communities, of making them safe. But also, it's a shame now that Scotland and Northern Ireland and England haven't really followed suit.
She won a ballot to be able to bring a measure, started as a legislative competence order and became a measure. Then it became an Act of Parliament. The whole process took 10 years, and it had to have the approval of a cross-section of politicians in Wales, of all parties, and then it had to have approval through the House of Lords and the Commons. Finally, 10 years later, became a law that required all new domestic dwellings in Wales to be sprinkler protected. When they made the final announcement that they were going to do this in Wales, and it was up for decision for final Welsh Assembly meeting, we filled the public gallery with firefighters and professional people ready for this decision going positively. And when it went positively, everybody in the gallery clapped and applauded, and they all looked up at the gallery and they'd never seen anything like that they'd made a decision where it had such a great sort of endorsement.
In addition to building safety standards, in addition to the passive fire safety measures we have in smoke detection, I see sprinklers as a next step forward in tackling the issues created by fire to society. So when I look at the next 50 years of BAFSA, I am filled with optimism. But what I hope we reach is a tipping point where instead of asking, why should we fit sprinklers, we'd be asking, why are we not fitting sprinklers? Just as we have seatbelts in all cars, we should have sprinklers in all buildings.
Sprinklers are phenomenally successful. Yet without them, 300 people die each year and £12 billion goes up in smoke. We can put most fires out safely, cheaply and automatically. Fitting sprinklers means saving lives.